Hello everyone and welcome back to our course. In this lecture, we're going to learn how to install WordPress on Windows and how you can host a WordPress site for free locally on your computer. Before we jump into this video, go to training.mammothinteractive.com. Here you can sign up for the Mammoth Unlimited membership and get access to all of the courses we've ever created. That's over 2,000 hours of content. You can get WordPress by going to wordpress.org/download or just searching up WordPress download. All right, here, this is the official WordPress documentation. We're going to scroll down here and we're going to select to download WordPress, the latest version. We're using 5.8.1 in this course. This will save as a zip file that you'll have to extract. So make sure you extract that zip file, and so now you'll have a folder called WordPress. Here we have a lot of files. We have PHP files, TXT files, HTML files. We have WordPress admin, storing all of our admin dashboard files. We have WP content, a folder that stores plugins and themes. So here's where we will put our own custom themes. You can also inspect any plugins that we have. As well, there is WP includes, another folder full of PHP files. You can scroll down and inspect all the different files. So this is a download of WordPress. Now that we have WordPress downloaded, we can start by creating a simple Hello World theme. So here, to create a new theme, we're going to go into the subfolder WP-content. So enter this subfolder. Here we have plugins and themes. Under themes, you should have the previous 3 years themes. And here is where we can store our own themes. So you just have to right click and create a new folder and give your theme a name. For example, a Hello World theme. So now we have a folder that will store all of our custom theme files. We're going to create 2 new files in this folder. So let's go ahead and copy the path to that folder. If you're on Windows, you'll just see a button copy path at the top here of your Finder. If you're on Mac, you have to right click on the folder and then you have to hold the Alt key and you'll be able to copy the Hello World theme as a path name. So that way we have the path to this folder because we're going to create 2 new files inside of this folder. Now you could create them manually, but I'm going to create them via my terminal or command prompt application. Here I am in my terminal on Mac, known as the command prompt on Windows. We're going to call CD to enter a specific folder. Then we're going to paste that path that we just copied with Control or Command V. Then we can hit enter and now we're inside of our project theme folder. Here we're going to create a new file. If you're on Windows, you use Notepad as the command to create a new file. If you are on Mac, you use Touch. Then you have to pass in the file name. So let's create our first file, which will be index.php. This will store the entry point to our new theme. If you're on Windows, you can list out the contents of your folder with the dir directory command. If you're on Mac, use ls instead. And you can see we now have one file inside of our theme folder, index.php. Now let's open index.php. You can do that with a code editor or with your notepad or even right here in your terminal if you have Nano. You can open index.php. So you can actually edit the file right here in the terminal. And let's just put in some simple content into this file. So in a PHP file, you can include PHP and also HTML to create the structure of your website, what you want to show on the web page. So let's just put in a heading 1, the largest heading, and let's call this My Hello World Theme. Okay, that will just be a large heading on our page. So here we just have a heading 1 opening tag. The text will be My Hello World Theme, and then we have a closing heading 1 tag. Now we have to save this file. So if you're on Nano, we are going to use here Control X, then yes and enter. And we're back inside of our terminal, out of Nano. Let's create one more file, and that will be our styles file for some quick and easy styling for the site. So for that, we are going to use Notepad if you're on Windows, or Touch if you are on Mac, and we'll create style.css for custom styling of the site. And here we could put in some styling, or we can just leave this empty for now and we can add styling later. So how do we actually now see our web page, because we should have a heading 1? Well, if we want to actually implement this theme into WordPress, we have to install the WordPress dashboard. So coming up next, we're going to learn how we can install WordPress locally for free so that we can host a local version of WordPress. There are many other ways to host WordPress to be able to start previewing your themes. We're going to be using hosting WordPress locally because that is free and great for developers who want to practice building out themes and previewing their themes. Then if you want to publish your site, you would have to host your site for a paid service most likely. That's why hosting WordPress locally is the best choice for developers. And note that only you will be able to see the site because we're hosting the site locally. So this is great for developers who want to try out designing themes and previewing what they would look like. And then if you want to publish the site, you'll have to go to likely a paid service that can host your site on the web. All right, so join me at wampserver.com. Wamp is a helpful environment for being able to install WordPress on a Windows computer. So here I am. We're going to go to the Download tab, and here you can select from either Wampserver 64 bits or Wampserver 32 bits. It all depends on what computer you have. Likely you have a 64-bit computer, but you can always check just by searching up inside of your search bar. Just search up your system in the control panel and hit enter. And this will tell you what kind of system you have. So I have a 64-bit operating system under system type, which means I need to download Wampserver 64 bits. So I'm going to press that button, and then I am going to here select to download Wampserver 64 bits. Some of it can be in French sometimes, so just click on you can download it directly right here. You don't have to sign up for anything. You can just download it directly from whatever link it sends you to. You want to select the button download latest version right here, and then it will start to download. Okay, so this is from SourceForge at this point. And then you can save the file. This will save an exe file. So just like that, we have downloaded the Wampserver exe file. And it's taking some time to download. It's a larger file, so it can take a bit of time, just about a couple minutes. It will download the 444 megabytes, so you will need that much space at least on your computer. Then we'll have to launch this exe file to actually install and set up Wampserver 64. Awesome. Once that is fully downloaded, you can then run the installation. And all you have to do is just click on the exe file to actually run it. That will open up the exe file. I'm just loading here, waiting for it to open up. And then we can go through the installation process. It will prompt us. Okay, so yes, I do want to allow the app to make changes on my device. And then it's going to pop open the Wampserver 64 setup. Awesome, here we are. So first we can select the language that we want to use during the installation. Okay, so here we can select from English or whatever language you want to use from the drop-down menu. Then you can press OK. Here you now have a license agreement that you have to agree to, so I'm going to press accept the agreement and hit next. Then you have some installation information, which can help you troubleshoot if you run into any issues. Also some notes for what might cause an issue. I'm going to hit next. Then we can search a location for the installation. So I'm just choosing my computer. And then you can hit next and you can install any components if you like. We don't need any components except the default ones that are already checked. Then we can hit next, and finally we can hit install. Now I just want to make sure you have the correct components, so just make sure you have the components that I have. You can pause the video and compare So I have Wamp Manager, Apache, PHP 5.6.4. I have PHP 7.3, PHP 7.4, the Maria database 10.4.13, and MySQL 5.7.31, and applications PHP MyAdmin, Add Minor, and PHP sysinfo. So you want to make sure you have all of the required installations here, and it takes up about 1.94 gigabytes. Then I can hit next. Okay, there's another list of the components that have been selected. Then I can press install. That is going to take all of those components and install them onto my computer. So it's extracting them via that exe file. So the exe file was just to run the installation. Now that's what we're doing. We're running the installation. Our next step after this installation has completed is going to be to set up a database for our local hosting of WordPress, because WordPress has to store the website data on some kind of database. So we're going to create a database, and it's very easy. You can do it thanks to Wamp very easily. Let's just wait for here the Wampserver 64 to finish extracting all of its files, and then it will give us a success message. All right, so here, before it does that, it can allow you to choose another browser if you don't want to use its default Internet Explorer. So if you want to choose another browser, you can hit yes and then select the browser from your computer directory. You just have to find the browser application, like Firefox, for example, or Brave. You can find the browser inside of your computer directory and just select that. Or you can hit no if you want to use Internet Explorer. And also the default text editor is the Notepad, but you can choose another text editor or a code editor to use as the default editor for your files. Or you can hit no if you want to just use the Notepad. And then it's going to complete its installation after you've selected those two properties, and you can change those later as well. Okay, then it will tell you that there are some instructions for use, so you can actually read through instructions for use.pdf if you run into any trouble. This is located inside of the Wamp 64 folder, which has now been created on your computer. That is the folder that contains the installation of Wamp. Then I can hit next, and look at that, we now have Wampserver 3.2.3. I can hit finish, and the installation is complete. So now I have to actually open up the Wampserver application. So here I am inside of my computer directory, inside of the Wamp 64 folder that has been created, and then I can just run my Wamp file with my Wamp manager right here, and I'm going to hit yes and allow this to run. It's going to flash a few times, and then at the bottom of your computer, at the bottom right, you should see this green Wamp icon now appear. So it's at the very bottom here under your toolbar. I'll zoom in a little bit to help you see. Okay, there it is at the bottom. Now, if it doesn't appear right there, it might be also hidden here. So you might have to click on this little tab to find it right there. So it's just the Wamp logo. Okay, you may have to make sure it's green. If it's red, it means something went wrong. You should have a green logo so that it says local server, all services running. Okay, then you can click on that and you'll be taken to a few options. So just click on it and a few options will appear right here. So these are some options about the server. You have localhost, PHP MyAdmin, Add Minor, your virtual hosts, www directory, Apache, PHP, MySQL, MariaDB, help. You can start all services or stop all services or restart all services. All services are running because we have a green colored icon. All right, next we need to click on PHP MyAdmin to create a database for WordPress. So let me zoom out, and here I am inside of PHP Admin. This is just my default web browser that I selected for the Wampserver. And then inside of here, my URI, I am at localhost PHP MyAdmin. All right, I can zoom in here for you with the magnifier. Okay, there I am at localhost/PHP MyAdmin. That was open for me as soon as I pressed on PHP MyAdmin. So here is where we can create a new database for WordPress. All right, we are going to enter a username root, and then we will leave the password blank. These are the default credentials to log into our localhost PHP admin. So our username root, password is empty. The database will be a MySQL database. Then I'll press go.
And that will take me into PHP admin dashboard. All right, so here we have databases. So click on that and you can see all of the databases created for you by default. We are going to create a new database here by putting in a database name. I'm going to call this hello_world_database. Then I'm going to hit create, and that will create the database for me, and I can see it listed in the left sidebar. I can also go back, or that is the toggle actually. I can here create a table if I wanted to, or creating the table is not required. I can go back by clicking on the logo phpMyAdmin at any time, and I can go back to databases and see all of them again. All right, so there we have our first database created. You can also change the name at any point if you don't want to use the Latin 1 Swedish CI. Commonly, you'll see UTF-8. So here that would be under our bin, UTF-8, and you can choose, such as a default, UTF-8 General CI. So you would have to go under the category here for UTF-8. Then you can choose General CI. So at any point you can click on the database and inspect it. All right, you can also here go back by clicking on the logo at any point, going back to databases as well. And here we have our Hello World database. All right, so next we now have to copy and paste our WordPress folder into our Wamp folder. So previously we installed a WordPress just by downloading WordPress from wordpress.org. And now we have to combine the two steps. So we had WordPress and we had Wamp. We combined the two in order to actually host a WordPress site locally and to be able to access our WordPress admin dashboard. So copy your entire WordPress folder, which you extracted earlier, and now we're going to paste that into Wamp. So we need to paste it into Wamp and then www. So here I am inside of Wamp 64. Inside of www, I'm going to paste in my WordPress folder. Awesome, now WordPress is pasted in. We can go back into our browser, whatever browser you were using. And actually you can use any browser, you don't have to use Internet Explorer. You can just create a new tab, and here inside of your path, just like you were typing in a website, as if you were typing in a website, we're going to go to our localhost /WordPress. So in your path here, just type in localhost /WordPress. Localhost means that you are going to a website hosted by your computer instead of a website hosted by the actual web. Then you have /WordPress, which refers to the WordPress folder that we just pasted into our Wamp folder. So if you change the name of that folder, you would have to change the name of WordPress here. Now that link will automatically take you to /wp-admin, WordPress admin /setup-config, because it is our first time setting up WordPress. So here we have to go through a few steps the first time we set up WordPress. First, we select our language for WordPress. Then we enter in the information of the database that we created earlier. So I'm going to hit Let's Go, and here we have to enter our database name, and we called that hello_world_database. That is the database that we created in phpMyAdmin. So you have to make sure you use the exact database name. The username you'll remember was root. The password was no password. The database host was localhost on our computer. If we were actually paying for web hosting to host our site on the internet, we would put in the database host name there. Then we have our table prefix. We can leave that as WP_. We press submit, and now WordPress is asking us to run the installation of WordPress admin. So we can run the installation. Now for this specific website, we are going to put in a site title and some more data. And here you can change this information at any time. So I'm going to put in a site title of hello, or I shall put in Mammoth Interactive. Then I'll put in a username and a password, and as well enter in an email. And you can discourage search engines from indexing this site. So once you've filled in, you can put in any username and any password. I recommend using a secure username and password. And you can enter your email, and then you can press install WordPress. Awesome. Then you will get the message, WordPress has been installed, and you can press log in. And now you can log in using the username and password that you just created. And here I am logged in. So this is the WordPress admin. If you see this, it means you are now able to enter your admin for the site. And you can also preview the site because it's now locally hosted. All you have to do to preview your site is go to localhost/WordPress. Localhost because the website is hosted on our computer locally, and /WordPress because that's the name of the folder where we created WordPress. That was the folder that we copied from our WordPress download from wordpress.org. And note that no one else will be able to see your site. Only you can go to localhost/WordPress and see your site. Everyone else has their own local host. So this is different from hosting on the web, which is usually paid. Now, if you want to go to the admin, you just go to localhost/WordPress, the name of that folder that we copied and pasted in, /wp-admin. So that is the link to go to the admin dashboard. This is the link to go to the preview of the site. All right, so currently we are using the default theme that was just set by WordPress. In our admin, we have at the top our header where we can go to the homepage at any time. To go to About WordPress, we're using version 5.8.1. Then you can go to your own site itself, preview at any time by clicking on the name of the site up here. We can also customize the site and create a new post, media, page, or user. So this is like the quick links at the top. On the left-hand sidebar, we have more options like going to your dashboard where you can see an overview of the site, going to all your posts to see blog posts, going to media where you can upload media, going to pages where you have different pages of the site. You can see comments. You can go to appearance to customize the appearance. Here you can see which theme we're using. By default, we're using the latest year theme. There are other themes you can choose from as well that are free, created by WordPress. But we also have our custom theme already here. So we can click live preview to see what our website would look like with our custom theme. And this is our theme. Remember, we created that heading MI theme. And we can go back at any point by clicking X. And we can go to our preview and we're still using WordPress's theme. If we want to switch to using our theme, we have to press activate. So now we're using our own theme. So if I go to my page and I refresh the page, look at that. My website has completely changed to now say MI theme.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to go to training.mammothinteractive.com. Here you can sign up for the Mammoth Unlimited membership, where you can get access to over 350 courses that we've created.